I can drive. You speak when you saw you going towards driving seat as you just clear him, making him gulp. Don't make me show you who I am and sit there quietly. You retorted sternly, and he just get inside without speaking any other word. You could be late if you drop me home first, he says when he saw a car moving towards his house. She didn't reply, making him sigh. No one says he was furious a few minutes ago. Baby, it's getting late. You should go back home first. I can drive back home. He again said, sitting in couch in his living room, and you just completely ignored what he said. Where's the first aid box? His eyes. Left cabin, he replied, pointing his finger towards the direction as you made your way and took necessities for dressing his wound. By the way, what was that? What? He being all innocent when just clear him as he gonna eat him alive, and he gulp and look away. It was the first and last time I ever saw you. I won't spare you. Keep this in your pea-sized brain. He just nodded his head involuntarily. That's a lame. I will take my leave. But before you got up, Junko called your hand. Where do you think you're going at this hour? To my home, of course. Away, as I will let you go at this time. That too alone, not the millionaires. You might be my fake girlfriend, but you're still my responsibility. I can't let you go. We're not living in village Jinko. We're living in the middle of a city, and it's just 2 and midnight. Not a big deal. I'm sorry. Practically, you are my girlfriend. Oh, yes. Don't forget to mention you're my fiance now. Both our parents know about us, and I would be responsible if anything happens to you. When just clear him gritting her teeth. It's practically you who messed up everything, and now you were even lecturing me too. When scuffs. Mr. John, you created this mess, and you're going to clear it too. And yeah, for your information, I'm responsible for my own self. We're in a relationship in front of others, so you don't need to act like a protective boyfriend when we're alone, and moreover, you really don't need to care about me. You spoke each word gritting your teeth. Oh really, Miss Min? Is that so? He smirks. But as far as I remembered, someone almost gave to Miss Lee. Well, I was quite impressed. Mr. John Dinku, you're mistaken. We just greet each other, nothing more. And why would I even do that? And that too for you? No, in a billion years. Just roll your eyes, crossing your arms confidently. And he smirks. Well, Miss Min, her face looks was telling something else. And I must say, you looks when you got angry. Winks, leaving you there dumbfounded as you just took your bag and made your way outside, but it was locked, and at the same time you hear him. Oh yes, door is locked and it can't open till I allow. Now take a guest room and make yourself home. He shouts as you just gritted your teeth and made your way to his room. Did you lose some brain cells too? He frowns. Look at my dress. Go. How could I sleep in it? Oh, about that. You can use my clothes. I don't mind. What if my father could be home? Then he will know you were with your friends. See, nothing to worry. Now wear something comfortable and take some sleep. Good night, princess. One just closed her eyes in frustration and took heavy steps towards his closet. It was midnight and one was still wide awake, changing direction from one side to another. It's getting over the board, and I can't let anything go further now. Even Dad got involved in all this mess. God, I wouldn't listen to Oppa at first place. And what have I done? Oh my God, Wayne, what was you even thinking when you practically? I can't believe I did that. And why would I even do that? One thing in her mind, pulling her hairs in frustration. Spending few more hours thinking about a lot of things and make up some more plans. Why didn't even realize it was morning already? As she got up and made her way to the kitchen to drink some water. But she heard some noise from living room as she also slowly made her way towards there, thinking it must be Jungkook, of course. But were you up early in the morning, Jungkook? Wayne asked him, coming towards the living room while rubbing her half-closed eyes. But coming in front, her eyes got widened as she just forgot to breathe. There was sitting Mrs. Joan, and besides her Jungkook, as she eyed Wayne from head to toe, who was just in Jungkook's shirt. He also stare you and gulp a lump to see you in his shirt. Meanwhile, when you things are messed up even more now. She was praying Earth to swallow her alive right now because Mrs. Jones see her here and that too in Jungkook's shirt. She was in the moment why she even thought to bandage him. Morning Wan, come sit beside me. She gave you a soft smile that you returned and sit beside her. I'm sorry to bother you guys early in the morning. No, mom, there's no problem. Look at him, and he just gave you a apologetic look. Well, I won't take you guys more time. Pack your stuff for leaving. He both look at her, not understanding what she means, and she got it. Well, you both are moving with us. Your father wants to spend some time together with you before marriage. She smiled, and you felt like someone drives a giant truck over you, and now you were numb, unable to move or process anything. Mom, we're comfortable at our place. Trust me, we both won't invade your privacy. Jungkook just scratched his back, being all embarrassed. Before Jungkook say anything again, you yelled. No, it is not possible, you almost shouted, making Mrs. John flinch, as she was sitting right beside you. Well, Mrs. John, what I mean is, you know very well my father just came back from Japan and we didn't spend much time together. When I have already asked your father and he don't have any problem. When fake laugh. Oh, I see, but we're literally meeting officially after 7 years. So I want to spend some quality time with him. When you're also like a daughter for us, and I never say no to spend time with him. But if you don't want to move with us, it's completely fine. She looks a little disappointed. No, no, Mrs. John, it's not like that. I can understand you very well, but I really have not spent time with my father. Even my mom, I was not here. You just looked down, biting your lower lip, feeling emotional. What I mean is, I have not been around with him since ages, so I want to live with him. She took your palm in hers and gently kissed it. I got it, don't worry. You know when I never have a daughter, and I think I got you in place of my unfulfilled wish to have a daughter. Don't you ever think you don't have a mother? I'm your mother, and I promise if I'm saying this word, I mean it wholeheartedly. When felt her eyes glistened, you can spend your time with your father as much as you want. After all, you're going to be Jungkook's bride, and we can spend as much time as we want together after that. Unknowingly, Wayne leaned forward and hugged her, that she turned back with a full smile. Mrs. Jones spent some more time and then she returned. Meanwhile, Wayne was in another trance the whole time and Jungkook noticed it. When I'm so sorry for this, I don't know what's going in my parents' mind. I sincerely apologize and don't have to think about it or do anything. Wen just nodded her head. Wen's mood was still the same, so he thought to change the topic. Would you like to eat in breakfast? Wen just stood up and went to her room. She was using and returned back with her belongings, and he frowned. I'm leaving. If there's something bothering you, you can talk with me. You don't know, but trust me, I'm a good listener. Nothing. Thanks for shirt and roof to stay overnight. I will send it to you after washing, or perhaps a new shirt would be okay. All this time, one didn't look at him, not even once, making Jungkook confused. He was not understanding the sudden change in behavior as she took some steps to leave, but Jungkook held her hand, making her stop. Leave, whispered escape from her lips. Where are you going? I will drop you. There's no need for that because I have already called a taxi. With that saying, one jerked her hand away and left from there, leaving him there, dumbfounded. Entering her home, her eyes strayed land into her father, who was sitting in couch, totally immersed in reading newspaper. Dad, she mumbled softly. He looked up and gave her a sweet smile. When not able to hold herself anymore, and she immediately hugged him without any second thought, which later turned into sobs, and he got worried. What happened, Ryan? Why are you crying? He tried to see you, but you didn't let him to even for a second, and cried more like a baby. Ryan, my daughter, what happened? Why are you crying? Did anyone say anything to you? What happened, Princess? As he gently grazed her hairs, Ryan looked up after a while, still sobbing. Nothing, Dad. Everything is completely fine. He lied and gave him a faint smile. Then why am I princess crying? I just got emotional to see you after so long, Dad. I miss you so much. As she hugged him again and more tightly, and he chuckles. Oh, I miss you more, princess. You have no idea how I have spent these years away from you. I just decided I won't let you go anywhere anymore. He spoke in a babyish accent to change her mood, and it works, he giggled, and he gave her a warm smile. Love you so much, Dad. When gives him multiple Rawa's face, making him grin widely. I love you more, my little daughter, he replied, forehead. But I don't think you missed me. You didn't came back not even once in these 7 years. He tried to copy Wan's pout and fake an angry face, and Wan immediately sicked, joining her knees together on couch. Why you say that, Appa? I miss every bit of you, Amma. This house. A tear rolled down from her eyes, and Mr. Min just why he started his topics when he knew very well it's one soft spot. He immediately wiped her cheeks. I didn't mean it that way when I was just messing with you. I know very well you miss everything. But see now you're back in your country. We will enjoy every moment and spend as much as time as you want together. Oh yes, let's start from graduation party when giggles between sobs. But you disappointed me and I didn't expect you would do this, my friends. Why, Dad? What have I done? As she bit your lollip in nervousness, not knowing why she's disappointed, all the negative thoughts start roaming in her mind. She never do anything that he feel ashamed, full or disappointed of her. You never told me you have a boyfriend, Ryan, and that too from 3 years. I just came back from US less than 4 months ago. We spent months together, and you never told me. His tone was serious, and one felt her face pale. She didn't want to talk about this topic with her father, at least not this early. I just looked down and didn't say anything because she don't have any answer to reply. Dad, fidgeting with her fingers. Of course, he noticed it and pat her back because he knows she's being nervous. She chuckled. Why are you being this nervous when I'm not old grumpy father who will scold her only daughter for such a topic? But I'm little disappointed because you never introduced me to him. At least I deserve to meet my son-in-law. One again felt her eyes gloomy but tried hard to not let her emotions overcome her and pasted a fake smile. I'm sorry, Dad. It was not intentional. I just want to make sure everything before introducing you. But you tell me why you came back to Korea and when exactly you meet with Mr. John and why you guys announced marriage out of nowhere. And that too, when you didn't even know him or never meet him. I was not ready for this, at least not now. I just came back and I have not even spent a month here yet. I talked with Mr. John a few days back and he told me about you both. He wants your proposal for his son and about your boyfriend. I know him very well, enough to accept his proposal for him. For my only beloved daughter, I personally think you need a change, so it could be a good idea. So Street came back to Korea to announce his big news and share our happiness with everyone. He seems genuinely happy and that was eating wine inside. She don't want to lie or give any hopes to him. But Dad, before one says something, Mr. Min cut her off. Let's celebrate your graduation. Invite your old friends, your dear fiancé and in-laws. He chirped happily and one just closed her eyes. One don't want to invite her fake in-laws and boyfriend or aka fiancé. As she tried many things to reason him, he might not come or he's busy or it's not necessary and many other things. Even she didn't even call him, but all in vain, he is her father for a reason. So here it is, everyone in party, but one didn't face Jungkook not even once and tried to ignore him as much as she can. She don't meet with his parents normally because she was at fault too as she herself in all this mess. There's no backup, at least not this sooner. She have to wait patiently till the time contract ends. Jungkook on the other hand was getting impatient because she was ignoring him purposely. Lights turned off and one felt a cloth on her face and tried hands, but before she would protest, she felt herself hanging in air. She wiggled, but he was stronger than her, and after a while he put her down, closing door behind. She felt like she's in a room as she turned on lights and removed clothes and untied her hands. When eyes widened to see the person in front, but later turns into angry and pissed, as she took some deep breaths to stable herself, because she was shouting all this time their age. What do you think you're doing, Jungkook? What's that? Don't you have some brain cells? I do have some, but do we have any other option than this? You purposely ignoring me out of anywhere. May I know the reason? You were the reason, Jungkook. She shouts. What do you even think about yourself? I'm regretting the moment I agreed to be your fake girlfriend. Everything is a whole mess now. Tell me, how are you going to clear up everything? Oh, no, actually. Why I'm shouting at you? Actually, I'm pissed at my own self. Why do I even decide to come back Korea? The biggest regret of my life is I came back to Korea. I never came back or never meet you and never get involved in all this fuss. She yelled and he clenched his jaw and pulled her closer to him. So you never come back, hmm? Do you even know how I have been after you? Do you even know how I spent my time without you? He growled, his nose flaring up with anger, and now you're regretting not just involving me, you're regretting to come back, as he chuckled at the end bitterly. So you never miss me? Never think about me? Not even once? You never think how I have been. His one hand on your cheek, other on back, his face few inches away, that they both can feel each other's breath, while their intense gaze never leaving each other's face. Hey potato, have you done my homework? One glares him angrily. Stop calling me that, and for your information, I have not do your homework. Oh, let me grab your notebook. That saying, he took Wen's homework notebook and ran from there. She followed him behind, but no use. He was fast enough to vanish in thin air as she came back and took another book of words. She had extra homework. It was not new for them. He always did this. One was coming in the cafeteria when Jungkook passed by her, and within a blink, he untied her ponytail and ran from there with a rubber band in his hand. Jeon Jungkook once yelled in anger and frustration. There was books everywhere in the hallway, and one was collecting them sitting down, which was another of Jungkook's stunt. He bumped her shoulder when he saw her coming from teacher's office with a bundle of books, and all her books fell down on the floor. When I'm done, Steve, bring me something to drink. No, when it's cold coffee, I want hot coffee. Oh, you bring hot coffee? But now I'm in mood to drink cold coffee. When just clench her jaw, pissing off. One was passing near football ground after taking some notes from Alex, who was practically topper of class, and that's when a ball hit her and she fell on the floor. Jungkook, are you blind? Don't you see her passing through it? He yelled, helping you to get up properly. Well, Jungkook just shrugged his shoulder, rolling his eyes. It's not new, Alex. Leave him in his own. And Gwen hissed in pain, standing on her feet because it got scratched badly. Was oozing from it. Gwen tried to move, but groaned badly. But Alex immediately came up and picked her in bridal style, making her eyes came out of her sockets. Jungkook just clenched his jaw and came towards them. Leave her. Why would I listen to you? I told you, Alex, to leave her. Leave. When I'm asking you politely before I show you my real side. Alex felt goosebumps all over his body listening his stern voice. As he felt numb, Pachenko came towards him and took Wayne from his arms. It was first and last warning, Alex. If ever would saw you near Wayne, trust me, consequences won't be good. With that saying, he left from there, carrying Wayne in his arms to a school nursery. Entering in medical room, he put Wayne on bed and took her legs and wiped the wound area carefully and bandaged it, blowing air. Wayne was just staring him all the time without saying anything, and that's when he broke the ice. Why you came to meet Alex? To take notes, and you know very well the real reason. He pulled you closer to him, his intense stare never leaving your face, even for a second. When you know very well I don't like him, why you talk with him? And that too, you were laughing as well. Wayne chuckled and looked down, blushing hard. Actually, there's someone who looks so while playing football, and I promised him that I will come when he was practicing. So, that's why you have to pretend to make an excuse. Just worry. His smirks lifting your face with his index finger, causing a tingling feeling in your. Well, I know your boyfriend is wings. Oh, I thought you're my bully. He caressed your lips with his thumb, making you feel butterflies in your tummy. And what about last month when I proposed you, Miss Min, sitting on my knees for 15 minutes just to got your answer? One bit her lower lip. That was pretty amazing, I was impressed. But I didn't forget. You always pulling me. Flash buttons. Why would I remember? My bully. Replied came so dry, making him felt a pang in his heart. So is there only bad memories to remember? Not even a single good memory? His grip slightly loosened and Wayne pushed him with all her force. What's the point of remembering barely any good memory when at the end it's going to turn bad as well? She didn't saw him even for a second and just left from there, shutting door behind with a loud noise, leaving his heart shattering into pieces.